Hello and welcome back to the NBA DFS Slate Breakdown for Monday, March 24th. We are here, we're breaking it down, and I'm your host, Tyler Wiemann, at FlatTyler83 on your DFS sites. Now come join us at LionStar. $39.99 per month gets you access to all we do, all the props, all the DFS. You get it all, one low price. Now, this is a special week. We got NBA all week. We got 6 to 8 games all week, and we have baseball starting on Thursday. I'm looking to do the first MLB show Wednesday afternoon, and we're going to keep trucking on now with NBA. Let's get to it. Let's get over to the projections, and for FanDuel, 8 games. 6 games on DK. DK does not have the late games, and we will dive in position by position. Point guard, highest owned, Jamal Murray, 32% owned, 7,900. Dude's been going off. 53, 51, 54, all within the last couple weeks, all in the month of March. And no Jokic once again. Jokic is unlikely to play. That's what they said yesterday. Still no official word. Jamal Murray is probably questionable today. He, has been battling this injury, but he played 35 and 38 minutes the last couple games. I would expect he's back and good to go. He can definitely do some damage versus the Bulls. Don't mind going there. Jose Alvarado, 5K, 31% owned. Pelicans are tanking. No Zion, no McCollum. We already know all their injuries. And now Alvarado is probably going to take the reins, play decent minutes. He's been a solid point per dollar or point per minute fantasy output guy in a decent spot for the 76ers. I don't mind it. My only worry here is just, do they really play him 32 minutes? They do have plenty of guys they can play. They do have other ball carriers. So I do worry about the minutes a little bit. We have him at 29 minutes. If he was to play 32, 34 minutes, then he looks super, super good. And I think there is the chance of that. But I think there's the chance he also just keeps playing 28 minutes and doesn't fully get it done. I don't mind some Alvarado. I'm going to have some, but I'm not going to go super hard on him either. 76er spot, the inverse of that game here, is a very interesting one. They are also sitting some guys. Quentin Grimes is out. Doughton started last game, played 26 minutes. 2 times he started, he's really had good games. If he's starting, I'm going to play a bunch of them. But there also is the Jared Butler situation. Does Jared Butler start? Do both of these guys start? Which is also a possibility. And so I think we kind of got to lean into what they end up doing for their starters tonight. But both Butler and Doughton I'm pretty interested in. Doughton so far as a starter has been a little bit better from a fantasy point per dollar standpoint. So that is interesting to me, but I really don't think he's, Doughton's much better than Butler or vice versa. So I'm probably pretty much rolling with whatever guy is starting here. I think there is a chance that both start. And if so, I think Doughton edges out due to price Butler, but both of them are fine. Josh Giddey, 9K. He is getting up there, but dude has been playing extremely well. I'm not getting to him much, but at 9K, I can absolutely understand why you want to. Now more pivots. Russell Westbrook, 7,300. My expectation is that he slides back into the starting lineup tonight. Really not sure if that happens or not, but that is what I'm thinking at this point. And at 7,300, if he's starting, I'm fine going there with no Jokic. Jared Butler, we covered. Kevin Porter Jr., 4,800. There's no Lillard again. Kevin Porter Jr. likely comes off the bench, but he is a high fantasy point per dollar guy or point per minute guy. 1.18 or 1.18 off the bench. He's going to get some extra minutes, play 24 to 27-ish, and he's popping a little bit for me. I don't mind getting some, and surprised that he's coming in at so low owned right now. Now, point guard on DK. We got Jared Hawkins, 4K, 39% owned. 4K is too cheap for him with all their guys out. He's probably going to play 30 plus minutes. I don't mind getting there. Josh Giddey, we covered. I don't mind getting there. 9,100 is expensive, but at least you do have the double-double and triple-double bonuses on DK, which he can definitely hit. Alvarado we covered as well, so moving on over to shooting guard. Jordan Hawkins, 4,300, definitely going to be playing some. Jamal Murray we covered. Josh Giddey we covered. Pivots. Kevin Porter we talked about, but Gary Trent Jr. we have not. He is 4,100. There is no Lillard. Played 25, 26, 27, and 36 minutes the last few games. Lillard's out again. Those minutes are going to be there. He is coming off the bench and trying to score the ball. At only 4,100, I'm very interested versus Suns team that haven't been that great versus guards. And shooting guard on DK, Hawkins, Murray, and Antonio Reeves. Reeves is 3,100. He is likely to get some time. We have him at 23 minutes. I would expect he plays. How much he plays, I have no idea. In these games where he's played and got decent minutes, he's been producing. So I don't mind getting some of him. And I think there is a path to him starting here. And really, they probably should start him just to see what they have in him. But I'm interested. It's to be determined if he is starting or whatnot. But coming off the bench, I think it's risky because we don't know how many minutes he's going to get. He hasn't, he's not really been in the rotation, so hard to see some guy from, not in the rotation to then get 24 minutes or something, even with all the injuries, if he is not starting. So if he's not starting, kind of a hard to play, but there is a path to the minutes being there for sure. Small forward, FanDuel, Franz Wagner, 8,100, 25% owned versus the Lakers. Super interested in Franz. Franz has been consistently in that 40 area. The one issue of this game is we have two slow-pace teams here. Magic are 98.7 pace. Lakers are only 107. Everybody is pretty much a pace-up spot to Magic, so that really doesn't matter much for Franz in this situation. But I am interested in him because I think he's going to play big-time minutes. We have a close spread here. And Lakers can give it up to small forward a little bit. So I don't mind going Franz. And I think I think Cole Anthony is likely out again. And that just gives Franz and Banchero the ball a little bit more. And both are interesting. Jason Tatum, 10.2K. No Jaylen Brown, or likely no Jaylen Brown again, and it makes Tatum and all the Boston guys looks much more interesting. I don't mind some Derek White. Also, Michael Porter Jr., 6,400. I'm a little intrigued going there. Not going to have a super ton of him. I do like him more if DeAndre Jordan is in the lineup than no DeAndre Jordan, but regardless, I'm a little bit interested in MPJ. Pivots, Cameron Johnson, 7,200. He is getting pricey, but he's been right around 4K, and he's at like 1.1 fantasy point per dollar with no Russell, no Schroeder, no Cam Thomas. That type of consistent production is just really interesting to me versus a poor Dallas team that is tanking. Players that they got are playing all out, but they're just not a good team right now. LeBron James, 9,700. All right. We only have him at 44. We have him at 34 minutes. And from what I've seen it seems like across the industry, people aren't really giving him the full minutes. He only played 31 versus the Bulls Saturday night. But it was a huge blowout. He is still on pace, I think, to play his 35, 36 minutes if it's a close game. I think this game's going to be a close game. I think he's going to be on pace for that 35, 36 minutes, and I'm interested. I'm fine taking a little bit. He has been very consistent to be in the 50s with Doncic. I don't mind going back. Gary Trent, we covered. Small forward on DK. Josh Giddey, Justin Edwards, Antonio Reeves. Justin Edwards, 5K. He's been playing huge minutes. Philly is still out of guys. They, I think, are only going to have 10 tonight. I think Edwards is interesting. He's one of their only, real small forwards. They have a ton of power forwards on the roster, and I think that's just gives Edwards more minutes. He's one of the only guys to play small forward right now. Either that or they have the shooting guard come up a little bit. But with so many power forwards, it just makes sense to push Edwards down and have him play that spot a little more. And versus the Pelicans, who, haven't been good, been allowing a lot of scoring. I don't mind going that way whatsoever. He's 5K. He's produced 6 to 7X for every game over the last 4. And those minutes should still be there. So fine going there. Antonio Reeves we covered, and getting on over to power forward on FanDuel. Kelly Olynyk, Carlo Makovic, and Franz Wagner. Like we covered the Pelicans. They are hurt everywhere. I think most likely, or sitting guys everywhere, I should say, due to injury management. The whole thing that every team is doing this day that's killing views. Anyways, Kelly Olynyk, he is producing at a very high clip without these guys in the lineup. So I think he produces very well when he is on the court, but I do have worries about how much time he's going to be on the court. We have seen him play 30 minutes a couple times, but 25, 22, 24, the minutes, the floor on his minutes is low. So it is, you got to figure out what you think in the lineups you're building. Do you think Kelly Olynyk can go to 28 minutes? Do you think he's going to be stuck at 24 and then make the call? At 26 minutes, what we have him, I don't mind getting to a little bit of him. If we had him at 28 minutes, I'd be getting a ton of him. So that is, the difference of it. I don't mind getting a little. But with the variance in his minutes, it's very hard for me to go too heavy with him. And the inverse of that is that Carlo's minutes are going to be determined largely by Missy, who is questionable, and Kelly Olynyk. He started last game, only played 16 minutes. Been coming off the bench, playing around 20. I don't think there's a ton of minutes there, but I do think there is some. Little interested in Carlo, but I'm going to have to see how it goes throughout the day here. And then I also have a little bit of injury news here. It looks like Porzingis is going to play. Jaylen Brown is questionable, and Al Horford is hurt. So if Brown is questionable, it's going to hurt Tatum. It's going to hurt pretty much all of the Boston guys. And let's get into the pivots here. Giannis. 12.1K, 24% owned. Right now, I think I'm going to get a ton of Giannis with no Lillard. The ceiling is just big, and we have a 3-point spread, 223 total. I don't mind getting there. Cam Johnson, we covered. LeBron, we covered. Aaron Gordon, 6.3K. I will have a ton of Aaron Gordon, especially if he is at center again tonight. If he's at center, ceiling's just giant, and I don't mind getting there. If he is starting at power forward, he is still better without Jokic on the court, so I'm still going to get some of him. And the minutes have been decent there, so in a good matchup, I'm going there. Alex Sarr, 6.5K. Hard to not want to have a little bit of Sarr in a decent matchup here, and he's been playing, decent minutes. Last 2 games, 27 and 28, and then, his normal volatility in minute-wise. They have no reason to really not give him a ton of minutes here. I'm interested in him. He's been very good lately, and I don't mind going back when he's this low owned. Power forward, DK, Kelly Olynyk, Paulo Banchero, Jeremiah Earl, Robinson Earl. Robinson Earl, I know we have at 21 minutes, expecting to start at small forward. I don't know if I necessarily agree with that. I think some minutes are there, but he just hasn't been very good from a fantasy point per minute standpoint. And when he is not likely to play as power forward or center, that makes it even harder for him to score. I'm kind of out on Robinson Earl right now. I don't mind going elsewhere. Paulo Banchero, 10K is too pricey for me for him, but I don't care. I don't mind getting a little bit of it because when he's on, he does have the ceiling to produce at that level. And Olynyk, we've covered. On to center on FanDuel, Kelly Olynyk, Carlo, and Missy. So we just got the trifecta of power forwards and centers from the Pelicans. You just got to watch news for that situation. The obvious pivot for me for today is Brook Lopez, 5,600. No Lillard. I think 30 points from him is probably fairly likely, but we see that ceiling every now and then of 40 plus. And without Lillard, he's better producer from a point per minute standpoint, and it's versus the Suns, who keep giving up perfect lineups to center. I'm interested for sure. Next, Alex Sarr, we covered, and center on DraftKings. Kelly Olynyk, Missy, Robinson Earl. AD is expected back. We need to push that projection down because I doubt he is a full go. He was doubtful yesterday. He is now questionable. I would bet he plays a little bit, but not too much. And then you got to throw DeAndre Jordan out there. If he starts 3K, you got to go there. They allowed him to play big minutes. I doubt he would get big minutes again, but 21, 24 is more than enough for him to pay off at minimum salary. And I don't mind him on FanDuel either. It's just I'm not going to go there unless he's starting, just due to the one center spot. But absolutely interested in him. That'll do it for us today, guys. We'll be back tomorrow with more. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Talk to y'all later. Peace.